Today on Dr. Phil, they say their son is like a wild animal.
I ain't going back until you die!
7 arrests.
Why do they keep locking you up?
Shut up! I'm not even talking about that!
7 psych wards.
You can go around and kick my walls in? Stop mistreating me to the point that it provokes me to do that.
2 clueless parents.
My dad is threatened to blow my head off.
You people are so much a part of this problem. A very concerned mother, Sylvia, emailed me 7 times with each message getting more and more desperate. My son is going to kill us, as he has threatened to do over and over. I am begging you to help us. I feel deep in my soul something bad is going to happen if he doesn't get help soon. Now, Sylvia says she's terrified of her 24-year-old son, Johnny, who she claims is like a wild animal with continuous threats and uncontrollable rage that have turned her life into a nightmare. Now, Johnny was caught on camera during one of his outbursts.
They don't even give a I asked if you were drinking it, and I said no! I can't get nothing done because of you! You shut up!
And here's another incident.
You'll do it. That's what the answer is. I don't even have anybody to talk to.
And here is yet another one.
I don't even have anybody. Sit here. Think of every thing. Either one of you help me with and you'll do it. And I said
Stop
no.
it.
I can't get nothing done and you'll do
Okay,
it.
stop the noise. Just stop the noise. Stop the noise. You get it. Imagine living with that dysfunction, terror, and pure chaos on a daily basis. Sylvia says she is so fed up, she is ready to get a restraining order against her very own son. Now, Johnny's father, John, says he has also had enough.
Shut up! When I get the away!
Johnny is a ticking time bomb,
You can't touch it or I'm gonna break it.
and it scares me to death.
When I'm mad, you better get out of my way and stay out of my way.
I'm terrified of him. He just flies off the handle.
I don't want to about it. I can't even read nothing.
They know exactly what buttons to press to the point I self-destruct.
Don't act stupid, because I'll bust you.
He is like a wild animal when he's in a rage.
Just to get away from everybody.
When I feel like people don't respect me, that really sets me off. I treat people with respect, so I feel like I should get it back.
When Johnny's really angry, he threatens to kill me. He's going to murder me. He has connections, and he can get it done.
Johnny threatens my life. I'll gut you, burn this house down while you're sleeping.
My parents are making a really big deal out of the fact he has all these murder threats.
His rage has gotten him in trouble with the law.
Johnny's been arrested 3 times on DUI. He's been arrested for domestic violence with his father.
I'm thinking your I hope you die tonight.
They start picking on me and I try to defend myself.
Because you never help me.
I take it a step further,
Stop with the
so they call the cops.
I can't even remember how many times the police have been called. He's never laid his hands on me. But where is that breaking point? You don't know.
Tomorrow I'm gonna be in pain, you idiot.
Well, Sylvia and John claim that they have tried everything in their power to help Johnny, including having him arrested and even committing him to psych wards, not once, not twice, 7 different times.
Get the away.
Johnny's anger and rage has been so terrible. We've put him in hospitals.
Just shut up.
I've been committed so many times to a psych ward, I started to really think that I was a little bit crazy.
Just stop with the
The last time he actually had to be strapped down, he was in such a rage.
I got a liars on videotape.
He just totally flipped out. It was like an exorcist.
I'm completely normal compared to the people who are in those psych wards. One time a girl came out of her room screaming and slit her wrists and blood went all over the floor. The fact that my parents put me through something like this, I hold so much anger and resentment against them.
You shut the up.
Johnny claims it is abuse. He tells me to apologize. And I say, Johnny, I'm not going to apologize for trying to help you.
I feel like my parents do have me locked up a lot just so they don't have to deal with me and my problems.
I'm gonna be in pain all day tomorrow.
I've tried everything. Nothing works. I don't know what to do. I can't go on like this.
Johnny says his parents are to blame for his behavior because he says they antagonize him day in and day out.
I blame my parents for my extreme amount of rage.
Neither one of you help me with.
For the simple fact that they constantly call the cops on me, they constantly have me arrested, they constantly have me committed.
Johnny will not take responsibility for anything. He never does anything wrong. It's always somebody else.
I don't have a problem. My parents are the problem.
Johnny throws fits every day because he thinks his mother and I owe him the world.
I ain't going back until you die. You don't leave, somebody will die tonight. It ain't gonna be me.
Stop it!
Do something.
Johnny, stop. You're making everything worse. It's very frustrating. How can I get him help if he doesn't admit that he needs help?
I fear if my parents don't get off my back, something really life-changing is gonna happen, for the worst, and it scares me.
Okay, I'm actually glad that all of y'all are here because I think this is a dangerous and volatile situation, and my goal today is to leave here with a plan and a solution to make your life better. Tell me what it is that these people do. What do I need to get them to stop doing that they are doing or start doing that they're not doing so your life isn't chaotic?
Well, for starters, my dad drinking every couple days and threatening to blow your head off.
So he's drinking and threatening and being confrontational. How about your mother? What does she need to stop doing that she is doing or start doing that she's not doing?
She likes to constantly verbally throw pills and medication in my face. Like, you need pills, you need pills, you need pills. And it pisses me off because if I didn't have so much pain and go through all this, you know, I wouldn't be half as angry as I am.
Why do they keep locking you up?
I don't have an answer for that. I really don't. It's like every 2 or 3 months, I'm back in it. And I sit there and think and think and think the whole time I'm in it, whether it's 7 days, 10 days, or 3 days. I'm constantly in there thinking, why am I even here?
Well, now, according to your mother, you said, quote, I will murder you, stab you, gut you. I have connections and will have someone find you, and I won't come to your funeral. According to your dad, he said that you have said, quote, I hope you fall over dead from a heart attack, and I'll spit in your grave. I have boys that will come with machine guns and kill you. I hope you keel over and die. I hope you get throat cancer, have all of your vocal cords ripped out. I will kill you in your sleep. I will break your face. I will force feed you pain pills until you OD. Now, that's what they quote you as saying to them. You do say those things, right?
Yeah.
And that causes y'all concern, right?
Right.
And when you get angry, you start yelling and screaming, and then you start yelling and screaming.
I get backed into a corner.
Did you threaten to beat him up and kill him? I just want to know.
He threatens me. I'm sick of it, John. If you think you can take me out, let's do it.
This right here, these are lies. I just count them as you talk.
And later, he behaves like a wild man, and he's got more insight than the two of you put together. You're in a bad situation when the guy walking around with a machete is the one with his feet on the ground. Sylvia and John recently drove Johnny to a doctor's appointment 2 hours away from home. Put these three in a car for 2 hours. What could go wrong? The argument on their way home was recorded. Listen, and then I want to hear what Johnny has to say about this.
John, just to tell you one thing, better leave when we get home.
I ain't going back until you die.
You don't leave, somebody will die tonight.
It ain't gonna be me.
Stop it!
Do something.
Johnny, stop. You're making everything worse.
Sick in the head.
I'll force feed you pain pills. I'll shove it down your throat where it OD, and then I'll make jokes.
You're making jokes in a home
Be
somewhere.
quiet,
I
John.
make the joke now, you alcoholic.
Stop it, both of you.
It ain't the
Johnny, please.
Oh, one-handed.
God.
I'll take my left hand and put it behind my back and I'll you up.
Stop it. Please!
Fucker,
Oh, my
represent
God!
me.
Take this next exit. I want off this next exit.
Okay, how do you feel when you hear that back?
It's terrifying because I don't know at what point he's going to carry through with what he threatens to do. And I'm afraid for him. I'm afraid that I'm going to lose him either to death or in the prison system. Something bad's going to happen.
How are you going to feel when that happens? What's your biggest fear as a mother?
That my son's going to lose his life somehow.
If you don't want me to end up in prison, stop calling the cops on me.
Do you have the same fear that the end is going to come to him?
Yes, I do.
Have you said to your son, and I wrote it down because I thought it was critically important. You said, and I quote, "It would be great if Johnny drove off a bridge."
Yes, I did say that. In anger and hurt. I just can't take it anymore.
You don't say that to your son.
Did you threaten to take him out? Quote, "I will take you out." Did you threaten to beat him up and kill him? I just want to know. I want to know what's going on.
I never threatened to kill him. I threatened he threatens me that he's going to take me out and stuff. I said, let's go out in the yard. Let's get at it right now. I'm sick of it, John. If you think you could take me out on my own property and get me in trouble, let's do it. I said, you're a big man. Let's go. I am tired.
So you never threatened me. This right here, these are lies. I just count them as you talk. They're right there. I caught one.
The time that I told him, he was flipping out in the house. I says, leave the house. If you don't leave the house, I was in the back cleaning my guns. I come out with an empty one. I says, listen, I says, I'm going to blow your tires out from underneath your car if you don't get out of here. He calls the cops and says I threatened to shoot him. They come to the house. I'm sitting on the back porch. Drunk. I put my guns back in there. I had a couple drinks. I'm not a drunk, okay?
You were drunk when you got there?
They come back, called me out there. They grabbed me, cuffed me, kneed me, you know, and the broken back that I have up against my truck and everything, cuffed me.
You know why?
Put me in the car, and I sat there for 20 minutes.
After he told me...
I sat in the car, looked up there, they turned around, they cuffed him. It's the only time that I've ever been in jail in my whole life, and that hurt me really bad.
That's the only time you've been in jail?
I don't go to jail.
You guys are divorced. You want to take that?
Yeah.
That's the only time you've been to jail.
He's been in
Furthermore,
jail
when you say
DUIs.
you were going to blow my tires off...
arrested for DUI. And...
Yeah, but that was 15, 17 years ago.
Okay, so that's still not the only time you've been to jail. So the only reason those cops mistreated you is because whenever you told me you were going to blow my off, you said, if you call the cops and they come out, I'm going to blow their off too. That's what I told them over the phone, and that's why they treated you like that, because you threatened them if they could... I don't have to lie. I'm 24 years old. I don't have to lie. I don't care about any of these people. I don't have to lie.
Until the cops got there.
I don't have a thing to lie about.
They arrested you because you were threatening me. You know, it's my house.
You throw threats at me, so I throw them back. That's my self-defense.
I own the house.
I don't care if you own the house.
You act like you own it. You can go around and kick my walls in.
Well, stop mistreating me to the point that it provokes me to do that.
John, it's you.
Like, enough is enough. This is how we... This is...
All right, time out.
Jesus.
First off, you got to clean your mouths up, okay?
I know, and I'm sorry.
Because, listen, everybody here is a teaching tool, so people at home that might be similarly situated can go, wow, I can learn something from what just took place. What they just heard was beep, 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 beep. So, I mean, it sounds like they're in a traffic jam instead of watching the Dr. Phil show. Now, Johnny admits to saying that he will decapitate his own father. His dad's response? Well, he threatens to kill him right back. We're going to find out why these two are going at each other this way after the break.
My dad and I are constantly at each other.
Nobody ever helps me. Everybody's tired of me.
I fear for my life. I walk around with a close access to a machete.
And later, hey, I get it.
Yeah.
Have I listened to you?
You nailed it.
It hurts to see that happen to your boy.
Sure does.
I'm tired of being threatened, and I'm tired of walking around with a knife to protect myself.
My dad and I are constantly at each other.
Nobody ever helps me. Everybody's tired of me.
They hate each other. John told Johnny before, I wish you would die.
I feel like a time bomb. If he set me over the edge, I'd lay him out.
John drinks to cope with Johnny's behavior.
Get out of my house! It's my house!
I probably wouldn't drink at all if he would just learn how to act like a normal human being.
When he does drink, he picks on Johnny.
He goes into a rage, and he'll start calling me names like bitch or a sissy or a or I wish you were never born, I wish you would just die.
I have said it'd be great if Johnny would drive off a bridge.
90% of the time, I fear for my life when I'm around my dad. I walk around with a decent-sized knife in my pocket and close access to a machete. He has 2 handguns. So many times he has threatened to blow my head off. He'll literally look at me and say, if you say or do one more thing, I swear to God, I'll blow your head off.
He told me on the phone the other night that, you know, he would slit my throat so my vocal cords would come out.
As a matter of fact, I'm beyond slitting your throat. I should just cut your whole head off. Decapitation.
Okay. Do you recognize that your role in this is not okay? You got to own your part of this.
Sometimes I do try to be calm, and I try to talk to him, and then all of a sudden he'll just blow up.
Okay, so you don't want to own your part of this. How about you? Do you recognize that your behavior is unacceptable?
Yeah.
You said, my parents think I'm a problem, but I don't know why. I made a list of why. Well, you threaten to kill your parents. You call your mom an AIDS-infested blank bitch, piece of blank blank bastard. You call your dad blanking stupid blank blank corny ass son of a bitch. You forge checks. You tell them they owe you because of your illnesses. You swung at cops while fighting with your dad. You've been expelled, put on probation for knife possession, smoking, Klonopin. You've got 3 DUIs, leaving the scene of an accident on 2 different occasions. Failure to control, destruction of property, obstructing a police. I mean, does that seem like problem behavior to you?
Everything has a cause and effect.
And
they're the cause, I'm the effect.
And you're saying they antagonize you?
Yeah.
And pick at you?
Constantly.
And criticize you?
Constantly.
Threaten you?
If you keep kicking a dog, kicking a dog, kicking a dog, eventually that dog is going to bite you.
Are those problem behaviors?
Yeah.
Statements?
Yeah, it's a problem, yeah.
You also said, I have no mental illness whatsoever. Not at all. But yet they've put you through at least 10 psychiatrists, 7 hospitalizations, which you said were unwarranted, right?
Right.
But you've also had 7 arrests.
Right.
7 suicide attempts.
Right.
You sleep with a machete, and you say you've become a monster.
Would you feel comfortable sleeping in a house with somebody who's drunk, threatening to blow your head off?
No. Take a look at this. This is a message that Johnny has that his parents caught on home video. He addresses me in this. Take a look.
Enough is enough. Don't open my studio door without permission. When does it stop? For me, it doesn't. It doesn't stop. I hope Dr. Phil can help me. Because if I come back to this house and this continues, there's gonna be blood on this. I'm gonna use it. Don't make me use this. You're a retard. I want Dr. Phil to see all this. If somebody goes at it, I'm walking away. No scratches.
Why am I 24 and I can't get privacy?
So they have violated your privacy.
For years they have.
Okay. And does that seem like a reasonable and proportionate response to you?
To me, yes, because it's either that or get my head blown off.
What bothers me more than what you said and did on the video is your inability to look at that and say, yeah, that's way out of, that's way over the line. That's, if I saw that, I mean, that's the kind of behavior you expect to see when you have a real bad tragedy. Somebody's gone off and done something horrible, and then you find something like that in the background. That That is not okay. If that looks okay to you, then you've lost orientation. Let's take a break. We're going to hear from John's current wife, Karen, who says she is so fed up, she's ready to just walk out of the whole situation. We're going to find out why she says John and Sylvia are to blame for Johnny's out-of-control behavior. And she just may have a point. We'll be right back.
He is a very spoiled child.
I give Johnny so much I enable him. I pay for everything that Johnny has. Johnny doesn't need to work. Why should he work? I pay for everything.
Sylvia admits paying for her son Johnny's expenses because, well, she just says she feels bad for him. Karen says her husband John and his ex-wife are spoiling their son so badly that it's crippling him. Look at what she says.
I'm Johnny's stepmother. He is a very spoiled child. John and I have a joint checking account, and Johnny stole checks out of our checkbook and forged checks.
John was going to have him arrested. I said, well, I'll take care of it. Just don't have him arrested. I give Johnny so much I enable him. I pay for everything that Johnny has. Car insurance, car payments, cell phone.
We're giving cars, we're giving money, bought him a $16,000 studio.
Tell you what, John, I'll take you and get your, come on, I'll take you and get your deodorant. I'll take you. I don't want to go nowhere with you. Well, then you won't get your.
I make it to where Johnny doesn't need to work. Why should he work? I pay for everything.
I don't feel like my parents should give me anything. If you want to help somebody, help them out of the kindness of your heart, but don't abuse them and wait till they get locked up or arrested and then feel bad later and then, oh, well, I paid your cell phone bill for you. When I'm in a mental institution and I can't use it, why wouldn't you, like, help me with something like that before things get out of hand and I get put in a place like this because of you guys?
Where do you think this is headed if something doesn't change?
Death or prison.
Do you think it can get better?
I hope it can get better. I mean, that's all I got is just this little ounce of hope that I hold on to every day. And it's about to dissolve.
You're about to lose hope.
Yeah.
But do you want to know what I think?
Yeah.
Because I've looked at this situation in depth, and your behavior is absolutely outrageous, atrocious, off the charts, unacceptable. I don't ask myself why you feel that way. I ask myself, why not? I get why you feel that way. Just sit right there and let me show you kind of what I think about this. You know, I kind of went back and took a look at what was going on. At age 9, you're diagnosed with Crohn's disease, okay, at age 9. Now, it's interesting that about that time, the outburst began. Because, I mean, you're 9 years old and all of a sudden your gut's on fire. All of a sudden you're sick all the time. All of a sudden you're hurting all the time. And a kid doesn't know what to do with that. A child doesn't understand that. Okay, so then you live with that until at age 15 you have part of your intestines removed. The surgery starts, and gee golly, what? 7 suicide attempts. It starts to build up. You go, my God, you're going to start dismantling my body here. It wasn't enough that I hurt every minute of every day of my life. You're going to now start dismantling me. Okay? So then 7 suicide attempts. And what do you know? Along about 16, somebody comes along and says, oh, well, he has oppositional defiant disorder. He just tends to oppose things. Yeah, really, you do when that's part of your life. So then he starts behaving in erratic ways, knife, Klonopin. Okay, he gets a second commitment here. They say he's depressed. Yeah, bulletin. So what happens? Well, let's see if we can start self-medicating. And sure enough, we get in trouble here, but everything else is going all right, right? Oh, no, forgot. He has to have surgery to remove a tumor from his brain. Okay, so now his gut's on fire. They're cutting out part of his intestines. He's now got a brain tumor that he's got to go through. And so, yeah, okay, now we have suicide attempt number 8. So he winds up here again. Then he winds up there again, and there again, and there again, and there again, and here again, self-medicating. Then he's got nerve damage, okay, because he breaks his tailbone. They say, well, he's a little up and down, you know. He's got some bipolar disorders, and he winds up in the hospital for the 7th time. Yeah, and get a little frustrating.
Yeah, definitely.
And then it just seems like there's no soft place to fall, right?
Oh, I mean, yeah, you're right.
Hey, I get it. Do I get it?
Yeah.
Have I listened to you?
You nailed it.
Did I do my homework?
Yeah.
Your behavior's still okay? Now, okay? So all this is going on, and by the way, parents don't sign up. They don't know how to deal with this. He starts feeling inadequate because he can't protect his son. He can't help his son. He doesn't know how to fix it. And so he starts self-medicating and drinking and having rage because he feels like, what kind of man am I? I can't even protect my own son. I can't, they're cutting him up. I can't. It hurts to see that happen to your boy.
Sure does.
And then you just start barking at each other, and this starts meltdown. That's why I said, I don't ask myself why. I ask myself, why not? How else would you feel? You're getting kicked out of psychiatric hospitals. That's where you put people that do stuff that get kicked out of psychiatric hospitals. And let me tell you something. He's never one time had a chance to get better here because you enablers either let him quit or you blow up and quit. I say your behavior's not okay. You're getting kicked out of psychiatric hospitals. That's where you put people that do stuff that get kicked out of psychiatric hospitals. And they're kicking you out. So I took a look. Here's what happened. Okay, number one, we're back in 06 now. Okay, they say you're in there for major depressive disorder, disposition. They want participation in an OATS program for education. Additional provider recommendations. Strongly recommend antidepressant medication. Strongly recommended for family as well. Individual therapy. Supportive therapy, in particular for he and his father. This is what you're supposed to do, but you didn't do it. Okay? Number two, this is in 08. They tell you reason for hospitalization, homicidal ideations towards father, declined starting any antidepressant drugs, but was willing to go through counseling. So they say, let's try to get your mood stabilized. You will not comply. Number three, you're put in again involuntarily. Said, don't be involved in substance abuse. This is in 2010. You're self-medicating. You're using drugs, so you did not comply. Number four, you go in again. This time, discuss with the patient's diagnosis the role of medication and therapy. He does not want to continue. You won't do it. Number five, patient was petitioned by family, subsequently detained, offered psychiatric follow-up, declined. won't take treatment. Number 6, patient and his father also would call doctor, staff, and administration requesting early discharge. Prognosis poor. He can improve if cooperative, if he receives counseling, but you're not wanting to stay. You're not wanting to do it. Number 7, this one was just this year. Approximately 3 or 4 years ago, he was in this place, but he did not agree with the services there, so he quit going. We know that. He has utilized several therapists from different agencies. He did not feel any of the therapists were beneficial to him. He stated he discontinued therapy from all of his previous therapists. John and his father would both then agree for John to discontinue therapy because they did not want him taking medications.
And I didn't just quit.
You people are so much a part of this problem.
Oh, I know.
You are so not a part of this solution.
How do you force somebody to go? How do you force him to go with all this anger and screaming and everything and won't go?
You guys don't get, you are a huge part of the problem here. I'm sorry. I told you I was going to tell you things you didn't want to know. It isn't just me. Every hospital you've been to, non-compliance, 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 non-compliance. Somebody here have some insight besides him. I mean, he behaves like a wild man, and he's got more insight than the two of you put together. And he's God, you're in a bad situation when the guy walking around with a machete is the one with his feet on the ground. Dr. Charles Sophie, sitting right here. Stand up, Dr. Sophie. Dr. Sophie is an LA-based psychiatrist. He's a medical director for the LA Department of Child and Family Services, which is the largest in the entire country. He works with family dynamics every day. And you have a lot to say about the role of these parents, right?
Absolutely. I mean, to make it very simple, you got to get sober, and you got to stop being codependent. You're destroying your kid.
Is your sense that the alcohol here is having an issue with
100%.
Dad?
I mean, he's not able to be the father he probably would like to be or that he needs as a father. But at the end of the day, you're medicating yourself. I know you're in pain. It isn't easy to see your kid like this. We know that. But come on, it's selfish to take the pain away and not help him, and then you're abusing him.
He can't get better if you two continue being part of the problem. So think about that. Now, Sylvia's sister-in-law, Terry, is here. Why she is the only one Johnny says he doesn't want to kill when we come back.
I'm extremely worried about Johnny. I feel that Johnny is 100% capable of hurting someone. I believe that this could happen at any time.
Believe it or not, there is one person in this family who Johnny says he does respect and that he will listen to.
Terry is my favorite aunt.
I'm extremely worried about Johnny. I believe that Johnny is disturbed. I myself am not afraid of Johnny because he will come to me as a source of someone to talk to.
I'd lay down and die for that woman. Nobody in my family even calls me to check up on me.
I personally feel that Johnny is 100% capable of hurting someone, in particular his mother. He has made some very descriptive threats to her.
Yeah, the most graphic that he's been is just said, "I'm going to gut you," and that just made the hairs raise on my neck. I've never heard that before come out of his mouth. I've never heard anybody say that to me, that he's going to gut me, his own mother.
Unless Johnny gets immediate help, there are lives at risk. I believe that this could happen at any time. It doesn't get any better. It gets progressively worse.
Gary, thank you for being here. You've been watching this whole show, right?
Yes, I have.
Backstage?
Mm-hmm. I fully believe that John and Sylvia contribute to a lot of the issues that Johnny has. I understand that he's had his medical issues and that he's not as mature as he should be, but his dad shouldn't have to knock on the door and say, Johnny, take your medication. Johnny needs to be responsible enough to take his own medication. I believe that they do too much for him. When Johnny wrecks one car, as was stated, his father's right there to get him another one. I believe that Sylvia babies Johnny due to the medical problems, and sometimes he doesn't want to be treated like a child. And I can see why she would do that, because that's just a mother's tendency.
You agree his behavior's outrageous?
Oh, I totally agree it's outrageous.
I wondered if there was ever a moment when you actually were happy or had a smile on your face. And I scrubbed through every picture and every inch of video of you that we had. And in one spot, I actually saw Johnny smile. And it was when you were with Terry. Actual, genuine smiles, which tells me that you do have the ability to feel some joy and peace. And you have talent. He actually does have talent.
Oh, yes, he's talented.
He's very talented.
Thank you for that.
You do. Do you all support him being a musician?
Oh, yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's a good thing to do, right? No, and that is different. I mean, I've got a son that's a musician, and it's very different. I mean, that's my son right there. That's pretty tame, actually.
Okay, now Johnny is shaking his head that he doesn't believe that they support him.
Well, I
To
understand.
which he
but
should be
you have
supported.
the ability to do it, right? You believe that.
Yeah.
Can you do a rap right now? I mean, you're on national television.
Yeah, no pressure, right?
Yeah. Just several million people. It's okay.
What's it gonna take for me to make it? I'm curious, I'm crying and I'm dying on the inside, I'm serious. I hit you with so many rhymes, I'm leaving you delirious, and I'm verbally attacking the one who's acting the weariest. Cause I don't trust nobody, and I'd hope that you can get it the way I spit it and flip it on these critics who ain't with it. I'm an outrageous psycho, play with me and I might go in and out of my brain like I'm insane, like a night glow. Lyrics burning eternally, true fans won't turn on me, haters wanna kick dirt on me, but I'm eating them internally. Keeping the same mentality, drowning in my reality, so don't be sucking up when I make it like you've been down with me, because you haven't.
Come on, guys. All right, we'll be right back. I've been watching the Twitter feed that's been coming in during the show here. Linda55 Harris says, sometimes when you can't express yourself with words, you express them through your music. Helen Lusk, 1957, says, mother is parenting out of guilt. He is living by manipulating. Dad is toxic, and aunt is the only saving grace. Fifi Flea says, why are these parents hindering treatment for their troubled son? Is the drama so addictive that they don't want to help? This is sad. I think you need some serious evaluations that haven't been done. I want you to get a multifaceted, from multiple disciplines, workup to see exactly where you are right now. And I want to send you to get those evaluations done. You're going to have to travel to do it, because I want to send you to the best in the country. That's the PNP Center in Dallas, Texas. And these are the best of the best. And at that point, I think you may well want to consider going to a dual diagnosis treatment center to target your pain and give you pain management tools. It may involve medications, it may not. But I want you to say, yes, I will do this one step at a time until we get it right.
Yes, I'll do it. One step.
And I can't make you comply, but I want you to. Origins Recovery Center is a leader in dual diagnosis treatment. There's a place in South Padre Island that's called Origins, and there is a pain management protocol and a pain management specialist there that I think can change your life dramatically in a short period of time. And you two have as much work to do as he does while he's gone. And we'll talk about that moving forward. Step at a time, okay?
Okay.
All right. I want to thank all of my guests today. A special thanks to Dr. Sophie, the P&P Center, and Origins Recovery Center. We appreciate it. Thanks for being here. John, thank you. Thank you so much, son. Stick with us, man. Good. Thank you. John. Thank you so much.
Memories can kill ya, but I didn't hear ya. I thought that I could fly, but woke up on the asphalt. I swear there was still a storm. I've always been naive. Call it